Hey guys, Robert here, and I'm joined by Eric and Ingrid as we are going to be going over Justice League crossover RWBY Part 2. Because we went over the first one, we've been going over the other crossovers. Let's bring this to a close, going over the movie.
And Team RWBY.
Indeed.
Yep, Team RWBY is with Eric, and let's first of all just go back over with the first movie. First movie, I still enjoy it. It was still a good movie overall. Does it have issues? Yes. But, and this movie kind of makes you look back more critically on the other movie, on the first part. But overall, it was a good one. Wouldn't you two agree?
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's kind of weird that sequels nowadays do that. Some sequels nowadays do that because it used to be the opposite. The sequels always stunk.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, no, this one is the RWBY Justice League equivalent of the second Terminator or something.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. As far as improving on it, it's like actually it's like superhero sequels in general, like all the build up. Now here's the one with all the action and crap.
Exactly. And well, going into this one has a bit more of a slower start.
Well, yeah, because it does the recap stuff.
Yeah.
First.
Obviously, which I thought, yep. And Lindsay did a good job delivering it.
Lindsay's been good with his RWBY since day one.
Right, but I could still see if they were to do a combined movie of this, it would just go right after them waking up to this moment with Clark, transitioning back.
Hey, somebody make a marathon of that. Intermission in between, of course.
Well, no, because they've done combining into one before. They did it with Batman Dark Knight Returns and Batman The Long Halloween.
Right.
So, yeah, first of all, let's talk about the change of the cast. Travis Willingham. Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, and Troy Baker. And how do you see the guy who voiced Flash? Hold on.
Wait, Troy Baker's Batman again?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me double check the voice for Flash.
You a hoot for Travis Willingham. You a fan?
No, it was Laura. I think it was Laura she was wooing for.
I was wooing for both of them. The Bailey Hams are awesome. I love both of them on Critical Role so much.
Yeah. But yeah, then David Dast and Malchian as the Flash. What did you think about those four being changed? Let's be honest, Batman was obvious. I could not see Nate Wolff doing older Batman at all.
No. But
yeah.
I mean, Superman, this is a lot deeper than I'm used to with Superman. I'm so used to him being either somewhere up here or sounding like just some random guy in the I am a Marvel, I'm a DC.
Well, I agree. He had the attitude.
Sounding down here, it sounds like somebody's doing Kevin Michael Richardson or somebody.
I would agree. He had the spirit, but a bit too bass in his voice. What did you think, Ingrid?
The acting is still good, though. Definitely.
It
definitely feels like
I see what you're coming from. Acting's still good.
Yeah, but and with Laura, with what we had, unfortunately, Wonder Woman was one of the ones who kind of got more. I won't say the complete shaft, but slight. No, but she and Green Lantern definitely were brought down a bit of their how much focus they had compared to Part 1.
I'd say because they got their biggest focus, especially Green Lantern in the first movie. Now it's time for the others and how they relate to Team RWBY.
Right, and
especially Flash.
Well, I think Troy was trying to more take his Batman, but still carry over from what Nate had done. Because I've heard Troy's Batman before. This felt a little different, and like I said, it felt like he was trying to continue from Nate's younger Bruce from Part 1, which I applaud him for that. And David, I'll be honest, I couldn't tell him the difference from the other David from Part 1, to be honest. But you do know, Ingrid, you do know that's the guy who played Polka Dot Man from the Suicide Squad.
Oh!
Yeah.
What is it with dots? Polka Dot Man, the spot? The spot?
Yep, but I want to say, Jeannie, True Valentino, and Azioma as Cyborg, Jessica, and Vixen, they did a great job doing, making it distinctive enough that they're different.
As a Teen Titans fan since the 2003 cartoon, I love that. It just reminds me why I love Cyborg.
Exactly.
Yes, that was very good.
And since her name's here, what did you all think of Jamie Chung as Black Canary? I thought she did a good job, but Gray, she's not.
Well, yeah, or whoever voiced her in Justice.
Yeah, but then again, who is really going to measure up to that? That's sort of like an unreasonable standard to compare anyone to.
But she didn't do a bad job.
I think that's what that's what a lot of people say about, not just that, but also the DC animated universe. Like, they did too good a job. Like, you put yourself, like Tim Daly, George Newbern, Susan Eisenberg, Phil Lamar, and especially Kevin Conroy set the bar so freaking high that it's like, no, move away from that. Don't try to measure up to it.
Yep. Now, also, what did you think about Wonder Woman's design? I've heard a lot of people say it looks really different from all the others, and I don't think that's a bad thing because she's an Amazon.
Yeah, I like it.
She definitely somewhat. She looks less like classic Wonder Woman and what I picture Gal Gadot would look animated.
Yeah, but I would say the only problem I would have is it's not consistent from her younger self.
True.
Yeah, yes, we're being critical about this, but I think once you have the full picture, you're allowed to be critical when you have both movies. Would you both agree?
I guess so.
I'm not trashing it, obviously. I mean,
no. Constructive.
No.
Be constructive.
Yeah. Yeah, but now the time dilation, I think, made so much sense.
Yeah, that part was something that I think really worked to explain what was going on.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this off camera, about how different universes might have different time zones and all that.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the Digimon idea that what happens for days in a computer could be just like 24 minutes in the real world.
I have a feeling though they did this because you could get away with how much time they were in that simulator in there. Because digital, that could take who knows how long.
Yeah.
I mean, whereas real events happening, I think they realized we can't have them leave Vacchio that long. So I think it was for that, and to have it be, we could still keep the momentum going, but then have everything catch up with the post-volume 9. Which I guess, what did you both think about this being post-volume 9?
Well, I saw some people online saying, "Hey, wait, this is the movie we get our first glimpse at a Vacchio safe house."
Yeah,
with the chair and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, okay, everybody say it with me if you know Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen, firing in the desert.
I also thought, Grimm, not good. No, they're called Grimm. I like that joke.
Yes, that was a good joke.
The jokes are better. I think the jokes definitely feel.
Yeah, the jokes are really good in this one.
They feel more DC-ish, I guess.
They feel more natural.
Exactly. And oh boy, having the villains team up. I mean, this is clearly different. I would say, one, Killer Croc was really good.
How would you like to wake up till the morning and think of that? That's a face only a mother can like.
But here's the thing, it's very different from DC RWBY, though, where in that case, they actually were able to control them, because let's be honest, those were actual Grimm, not these synthetic Grimm that they're dealing with here. So clearly, things are playing out differently. If it was the real Grimm, it might have gone the route of DC RWBY, but since they're not, the villains have no choice, because it's either do nothing and face oblivion, or work with your enemies. Exactly. Not that hard of a choice.
I know, it's fight or be fought against. I guess I don't know. Fight or be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's either it's either that or oblivion, like I said. Oh, but yeah, it's just all these.
That jellyfish Grimm. That's enough to make somebody's skin crawl if you're Yang. Yep. My girl, I burn.
Yep, a great introduction. And I saw someone made a good point about this. It was under Fridge Brilliance and TV tropes. Ruby's actions and attitude here, she's basically back to how she was before she got made a leader. Look at how, look at how, because think back to how reckless she was.
Guys, she could still kick butt, but yeah, she was like Uncle Crow, right? Drunk and abandoned.
Yeah, but look at how she was even during the forest. And basically she's acting no different than she did in the forest. But she at least has much more motivation than simply wanting to show off what she can do. It's more of a, I want to do as much as I can before I die.
She's got the anti-nihilist approach that's so popular in Rooster Teeth works. Because we've seen this with Red versus Blue. We've seen this with in Camp, the lead guy saying, because somebody freaking has to.
Right. But you can curse here if you want.
Go. I'm afraid of what YouTube will be.
We're already past the point. They usually only do that for the first couple minutes.
Okay, because some people say you can't even say blood or kill anymore. It's become kid television.
Okay, if there's one joke I didn't care for was Vixen's line to Batman saying, "Are you always this brooding, or did you grow up with that?" I'm like, that seems like something you would say if you just knew the person. If you've known him for years, that doesn't make sense to say.
You know, that reminds me of that line in Young Justice to Robin. I swear you were born. I swear when you were born, you were already potty trained.
Right, but would you agree? That was probably the one joke that fell a bit flat. It just felt out of nowhere.
Well, to be fair, Vixen.
That feels like the kind of joke somebody with only a surface knowledge of Batman would make.
Well, yeah. To be fair, maybe Vixen is like that. Maybe she just joined the League recently. I don't know.
We don't know, but
no. Remember with the Justice League, it's always the main 7 that are the closest. Everybody else is, I won't say on reserve, but definitely a rotating door, kind of like the Avengers.
Right. Oh, and then we have the reintroduction of the Hollow. Trying to bring in the Hollow trap, utilizing to capture the Grimm. I wish they made that a bit more clear here, because it was so quick and trying to keep things moving that I didn't understand that. And then I had to realize, oh, they're recreating what the holographic stuff was from the first movie.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then Kilgore being in there. I'll be honest, I totally missed the whole "what a time to shine." I missed that. That was right over my head the first time.
Let that be a clue for
later.
For later, folks.
but I gotta say, Kilgore controlling these Grimm makes it very clear these are not normal Grimm. They're clearly a mixture of robotics, among other things. Especially given the Grimm that attacks Batman, it clearly had a artificial tail. They're definitely still solid enough because they're made up of that black ooze that they crawl out of if you're familiar where Salem is. Right, which I think this is basically, they never really explain how they're making the Grimm, I realized.
Good. Maybe they just had pulls of the glop and had them crawl out of it, and then used nanotechnology to start controlling it. I mean, that's my guess.
Now, what did you both think about Ruby and Yang and the other subplot in this?
Okay, hang on. Wait, gotta do it. Wow.
I know. Okay, let me rephrase that. What do you think about Weiss, Yang, and Ruby? Because Blake definitely got the short end of the stick.
For once, I'm happy with that. We don't have to deal with any more White Fang stuff.
Well, to be fair, though, even in the first part, she kind of got the short end, too, to a degree.
She was, I don't know. I guess the writer just felt the other 3 had more to work with. Like, Blake's big arc is pretty much done. The others still have a lot of kinks to work out.
True, but what did you think about, though, especially with Ruby and Yang, how Yang is being overly protective, especially what happened to Ruby at the near the end and during Volume 9. And Ruby is getting reckless, but it's a case where both of them are in the wrong and in the right.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say anyone's necessarily.
Wait, let's give Ingrid a chance first. Ingrid, what do you think?
Go.
I really like how they paired them up with various members of the League itself that ended up synergizing really well with their own arcs. I really liked seeing Ruby train with Superman, for instance, really kept up that chemistry they had from the first movie big time. That was really good. Of course, Weiss and Batman, very, very good stuff there. Also, I freaking love Weiss's outfit in this one. So
we'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although I probably have arguments for saying that Yang's thing with the Flash was probably the strongest of the three.
Yes. Yes.
Especially with how they pay it off later.
Yep.
I know. It's always weird. Like, people were complaining Volume 4, oh, why aren't we seeing more? Yet she gets the strongest arc out of the whole damn volume, and now it happened again.
Definitely.
Because she has somebody to bounce off of this time.
But this whole...
just her dad. But to answer your question, it definitely keeps that kind of thing. Like, Yang's always been supportive and always been the mother figure to RWBY. We've established that throughout the course of several volumes. But and she's always been worried about losing her for off. We don't always see it, but she's always but whenever it does come up, it's like I will not lose another family member. RWBY may be our only hope.
Exactly.
And for like this, and we know how much RWBY loves her sister, but sister too. But she's always like, gotta fight, gotta get the Grimm, gotta be the hero, all that sort of crap, and trying to figure out what to do with 2 other members now.
Right. Oh, and I gotta say, why,
especially Ice Queen here.
Yeah, and I gotta say, this is the other thing. Why? That was one downside of Volume 9. They didn't deal with the fall of Atlas at all in Volume 9. It seemed like,
well, they picked it up, thankfully.
Oh, and I appreciate that they did. Did you know that Ingrid was Volume 9? They did not.
I definitely did notice that.
Yeah, so I'm glad they let Megan Fitzmartin be able to pick up that ball and run with it. Oh, and there's Kilgore.
We got Kilgore talking to a mysterious. Oh no, it's Zorda. Wait, I gotta do this. Rangers, Ivan Ooze is on the loose. We are in grave danger. I had to do it. I'm a Power Rangers mark. I'm sorry.
I did like though how they had the voice go from a mixture of male to feminine voice at first.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, one time he sounds like a chipmunk. The next, I am not Alvin the chipmunk. Then he goes, I am not Barry White. I sound like.
And the dialogue kept it vague at first. A later scene, it's more blatant who he is. But at this point, they keep it vague enough in the dialogue, which I like. I did like the mystery. And then Kilgore giving more of a heavier emphasis here. And okay, what did you think about the analogy of them at first thing about knocking on doors to other universes?
That kind of makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And the difference between them and Sora from Kingdom Hearts, they don't have a key.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's kind of what I've always tried to do with in our fanfic, our story stuff, Eric, with the heroes. They always want to make sure they knock on the door to see, like, hey, how you guys doing?
Right. Although sometimes they knock on the wrong door and they nearly cause the apocalypse. No, I'm kidding.
Nah. But again, the writing here is so strong because it's paying off the stuff from Part 2, but still doing it. Because I'll say this, Part 1,
paying off from Part 1, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. And let's be honest, Part 1 written like a RWBY centric story. Part 2 is pure comic book. Pure comic book superhero in its writing and in its scenes. Like stuff like this here.
That makes a lot of sense as to what the different feeling was between the two.
Exactly. Like I say, I'm not a fan of Black Canary being a bit of a, I need to be out there in the action. She's never been that bad.
I think Ollie / Green Arrow's finally rubbed off on her, or too much time in the Birds of Prey.
Let me put it. This is not a Black Canary I could see being the chairwoman of the Justice League yet. This seems she's way too.
I think she's done. They might be younger here, like maybe not rookies, heroes, obviously, but they just got started with the league, and it's going to take some getting used to.
Flash's story arc, his PTSD of dealing with being possessed by Kilgore. That, again, they kind of brushed it in Part 1, but now we're actually seeing the full effect of it.
Well, they didn't have time to. They were like, hey, I'm stuck in the climax. I gotta go. But yeah, afterwards, he's going to be. He's playing.
You have the time to wind down and see what's really happening, and it's just like, I've got to fix this because I feel like it was my fault, but it had no damn way of being his fault.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
It's that whole shell. It's that whole. Here he's playing very much shell-shocked veteran, which you expect a life like this because we know Flash when he's in some of the comics is written sort of a lighthearted character, but then there are times he could go surprisingly dark.
Yep, and not only that though, but let's be honest, everyone keeps saying it's not your fault, you're not the blame, and yet he keeps going back to blaming himself.
That's what happens. Yeah,
I've done that. I've done that.
I would definitely say.
Like Batman and Superman have done it whenever they get brainwashed and nearly kill each other. Bruce, I'm sorry, it wasn't you. But I almost killed. It wasn't you. Clark.
Right. And then you have Jessica be like, what if instead of knocking doors, what if it's like calling long distance?
Ding.
I do like how they figure it out off screen. That's not important. Just come up with the idea and then have it be they figure it out off screen. We just see the end result. We don't need too much information. It's like we don't know how they...
Exactly. Cut the fat, get to Occam's razor.
Yeah, it's like, like, for example, we don't even know how they're knocking on doors or anything. We don't need that. We just need to know we just need the analogy, both analogies. That's all you need.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Klein. That was great. That was great.
It's always good to see Klein and hear from his voice actor,
J. Michael Tatum.
J. Michael Tatum. He's awesome.
But I would say this. I wish we had J. Michael Tatum also voice Alfred. That would have been icing on the cake.
Oh yeah, that would have been amazing.
You know, you could have just taken his Klein's model, make his hair white, and put a bit of hair on his head, and remove the freckles. It could still have been Alfred.
Master Bruce, are you certain about this?
Yeah, I mean,
you might even be able to get a "you look familiar" gag out of it.
Exactly, but. It was nice to have him. I mean, once the casting list was released, we all knew Klein was going to show up, and this was great. And again, him just trying to talk her down. But then
there are multiple personalities, of course.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm the seven dwarfs to the one Snow White, so help.
Yep. Yep. But then she realizes she recognizes those numbers from that sequence from when she and Bruce were looking at the code.
Right. Oh, right. Bruce got poisoned.
Yep, by the Grimm.
Yep.
Death Stalker, Scorpion Grimm.
Yep. Oh, I love it. I love. But
wait,
Clark.
Yes.
Clark.
Like, wow, you really are. I just like so it really was a simulation. I just love how this basically confirmed everything. And then they're like, wait, I just love that look. He's just like, good to see you, Clark. I love Ruby's Yang was like, you're all grown up, or you're all adults now. But he wasn't hitting on him.
Well, he is super strong.
Oh,
just taking it up to be.
Oh,
or just sorry, Jean's elsewhere. Sorry.
Oh, but let's be honest, they already had enough on their plate for this movie as it is.
Yeah, I got into a big argument. Like, I saw a big argument between two people on X/Twitter. Somebody felt they totally. Could you mind? Could somebody explain to me why Juniper didn't show up and just abandoned them? Like, yada yada yada. He was like,
what?
PO.
Well, then let me ask. Well, you could have told.
And somebody's like, would you please stop doing that and stop bothering me?
Yep. And then that though. Here's what I would have said to that guy. What scenes would you have cut so you could actually have more with Team Juniper? Because I can't think of anything you could cut.
Yeah, it all seemed like it would have been really necessary.
You're gonna have to extend the movie. You're gonna have to extend the movie at that point.
Let's be honest, that's not a possibility. That's not a possibility.
Well, I mean, it is if you want to make a 90-minute movie, but
yeah, but no, I mean, for them making the movie, basically Warner Brothers gave them the time frame. They were stuck to it.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, and then they realize they need to be able to figure out how to get there. Oh,
wait a minute, Blake with the door.
I know. She's almost like a cat. She's almost like a
cat. You said not to play it.
I'm just doing a little. I'm just doing a couple of seconds.
So I had a little trouble. I'm sorry.
As long as they do it in pauses like this, dude, I'm good.
I hope so.
Oh yeah.
And then Yang. Wait, Yang. Ding.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I love it where she activates it like, why? I just love Kara's delivery like, I I'm like, Ruby's rubbed off on you, hasn't you, Weiss? Because that's not like something Ruby would
I think
like,
since that volume 2 food fight, I agree. Great, it's like
you know what I mean? That when you heard you like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I gotta get to. I also love. Oh, yep. I also love some of Weiss's other facial expressions. Hold on.
By the way, as anybody can tell you, when you have robots, you can just be as violent as you want to them. I love it.
Well, I'm trying to get to the expression. Hold on, where is it? As long as I keep pausing it every couple of seconds, we should be good.
You know, but you really should have done this before the video and looked it up at the timestamp.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe I said this face looks like a wet cat, kind of a look like.
And she's like,
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're able to use the tech to make the portal and then bring it through the other side. And then we see Ruby's outfit first. And Clark!
Here, it's Superman.
And I can see that now. Now I notice they keep they keep Yang and Weiss's heads off screen at first. Until
ears.
Now, okay, big question. Do you think they should have focused a little bit more on her not having it, or do you think the fact that they have more bigger things to worry about, they're just rolling with it?
The second thing you said.
What did you think about that, Ingrid? I mean, there's potential there, but it wasn't needed. I think Blake went in already knowing things are going to change between worlds. It is what it is.
I mean, and people were a little afraid that she was going to go through what Bruce went through in the first film.
Yeah. Oh, there's Weiss.
Yes.
I love. Seriously, Weiss really has stood out in these two movies.
Oh yeah, and I couldn't be happier.
Yep, and like I say, she looks more like less of a fairy tale princess and more of a normal, real world princess. Would you say that's a good way of looking like it?
I don't know. I never saw Princess Diana.
She looks like a figure skater. Now that I think about it more.
There you go. No, yeah, that's the perfect analogy. In the first in Remnant, it seems like
fairy tale.
Yeah. It's an ice princess. Yeah, it takes us or a ballroom dancer. Here, she's definitely more of the figure skater that we see her on the glyphs.
Yeah. Now I gotta say, I heard so many people complain about Blake, her design, but I'm like, it's not that different from her since Volume 7 design.
She bears her
midriff. It really isn't.
Look, she bears her midriff in her Atlas outfit as well.
In her Volume 4 outfit, Atlas, she had to cover up.
Oh, right. That's what I meant. You're right. The Volume 4
but outfit. Also with Yang. Boobies.
Yeah, there was definite emphasis on that. But I do like how...
I'm sorry.
Yep. And, okay, RWBY's design. I've noticed some people point out they clearly took some of the facial or head design from Robin and used it. And I'm going to say, it kind of works making her look more mature. But I'm glad that...
When did you girls get so mature?
But I will say I did like how their redesign, nothing was drawn to it, aside from the lack of eaters. They don't treat RWBY like she is older. She definitely looks older. This is why I don't go with the whole adult RWBY moniker. I say she's
I wouldn't
heroic.
Say they're adults. I'd say
no, heroic. She's heroic RWBY is what I call her.
It's like drawing the same character in a different art style as opposed to aging them up.
I mean, I imagine
that if you drew the various DC characters here as chibis, they would also look a fair bit younger by comparison.
Well,
exactly.
Yes.
Maybe that's what they need to make next. RWBY types Justice League chibi.
Oh, God. The comedy, right? I think we already had that with Marvel. It was called the Superhero Squad Show.
Right, but I would say also, I will say though, is that her design though is. And I can understand why people think she's older because her design does seem to give more of a slightly adult.
She's exactly what she is. 16, or 17, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. I also do like how basically they were going to take it slowly, but then action comes in, so they have to hurry out there, and they made new Grimm.
Yipe.
What did you think about the new Grimm? What did you think about the new Grimm design? Like this Dragonfly Grimm and the Loch Ness Grimm.
How would you like to like?
I like them.
How would you like to wake up in the morning and find out that's right outside your window, like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park?
Mm-hmm.
No! Evacuate! Burn the whole thing down! It's in its now.
Evacuate! Yeah. Wait! Don't jump out the window! You're on the 23rd floor.
I do like how typical Batman. He keeps on trying to. He should be laying down, but nope.
I guess you think I don't understand? I swear, Clark. Sometimes it can be the most. Goes
Okay.
Before I did the whole act, I'm sorry. Random guy, come back to us.
Wait.
That's cameo.
I love that. You don't even need to have him say any dialogue. They're just like
about 5 seconds.
It's like this scene tells you everything you need to know all by itself.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Oh my God! You know, I just realized this goes back to
what?
Nero fiddled while Rome burns.
Oh, good point.
This goes right back to Batman telling Weiss Nero fiddled while Rome burned.
Right. No, wait, that reminds me of the Muppet joke. It's my new act, Gods of Fiddles, while George Burns. I like that joke. It's a pleasure to hear something that's older than I am. That's depressing. Why? We're older than that joke. No.
I gotta say, though, it's weird seeing Harley's butt coming more through the chair than Joker's. It just dawned on me.
Things I would not have noticed unless you pointed them out.
I know.
I was about, have you seen Harley before in her tight outfits?
True, but I agree, though, with you, Ingrid. I didn't know that until I paused, and I'm like, wait.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Right. So this is Gotham. I get it.
Very funny.
Yep. Now, okay. So, Blake gets shadow manipulation. Yang gets Fire Fist, and Ruby gets teleportation. Weiss, Ruby and Weiss gets to be the badass normal. I like that because it parallels Batman.
I like that a lot. It was like doing what happened to Bruce coming over, but in reverse, and she handles it like a champ.
She does.
Yes. Thank you for once for not getting her ass handed to her. Like
that expression.
Like she's been since Cinder put that.
That expression. I get it.
She's got the let me get this straight. This gun is from Mr. Freeze, you said?
Yeah. It's so weird here. Oh, but I also love it. Yang and Weiss both get guns. One's a fire gun and one's an ice gun.
First of all, freezing ray and flamethrower. Get it right.
Okay.
Flamethrower.
Perfect.
I'm emphasizing their elements, but nice to see another ass-kicking blonde.
Let's have more fun.
Yep, but yeah,
also, what you're saying.
Yep, I think that's part of the reason why they brought Black Canary, so they can have that line. I think not the pure. That's not the pure reason, but I think that's part of the reason.
If they're like, well, okay, we have an opportunity. Let's just say the line and go.
Yep, I would say though, Ruby and Clark, every scene with them is the highlight of the movie for me. It just
they are amazing.
You're the biggest Superman fan I know. That's not Jerry Seinfeld, so I get it.
Yeah, but what I love best is that it is this brother-sister relationship. Even here, it feels more brother-sister. It's not a father-daughter; it's a brother-sister still.
Hey, just like me, gotta be the leader. Gotta be the big help.
Yeah, but whereas Weiss, it felt like brother sister in part 1, but in part 2, it does feel a little father daughter like.
Hey, I don't have any pet children. Thank God, that is so sad, you guys. Sorry, I'm thinking random again.
Yeah. Now, what did you think about Ruby? And I would say though, Ruby jumping in, hoping she would have a superpowers. I think she also knew Clark would have caught her if she botched it. I would hope so.
She's turned to the lowest.
I think Parker might have hoped it would happen.
And obviously it works, so we don't need to bring up what could have happened, but at the same time...
You're pretty smart, Ruby Rose.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, then
And Volume 4 flashback. The dragon returned.
As much as Blake seemed to get a bit more of the short shaft on her any character arc, she made up for it in her this scene, the action here.
It's like, you again?
Oh, yeah.
At this time, I don't have a bow with a cool captain. That's also a gun.
Yeah, I would say I think this was definitely some of the best I've seen Blake do in a long time. It feels like so many times the others overshadow Blake when it comes to the action. Here, though,
no,
I'm not going to deny that.
Teenage Faunus, Ninja Cat Girl, Teenage Faunus, Ninja Cat Girl.
Flash's constant PTSD of seeing. Like, anybody makes it clear, Kilgore did not leave anything behind, but he's still seeing him because he can't help it. He can't help but wonder if there's anything left.
Help, I'm paranoid. Fire, 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 fire.
Oh, yeah.
It's like your mental safety around this kind of thing has been destroyed. And it's just like,
yeah,
it's already that trauma's kind of hardwired itself into your brain. And so it'll just kind of skip, get back to that point, get back to that point. It's just like, more focused on threat protection than it is on making you feel good, even if it's driving you right into the ground.
Yep. Oh, and Yang's power. I like her power. It's pretty much on instinct with just shooting her gauntlets.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good.
Oh, wait, I'm making fun of the villains. Guns Leather Wizard.
Yep. Oh, and I do like it. It was never brought up. Gotham, nothing was brought up in part 1. And that was something even I had issue with, and it was never brought up. But now that it's brought up here, I like it. How it kind of makes more context for part 1.
What didn't get brought up? You're not clear.
Gotham never got brought up in part 1.
Oh, okay.
But here now she's getting in, she's misinterpreting it. She thought, I get why you wanted to run away. She wasn't wanting to run away.
Oh.
Yep. But yeah, no. But I do, again, I like this talk. But I also love that, like, he stays quiet. Good, nice talk.
I know, typical. She is the Robin. She's the Batgirl in all this.
Yep. Well, I gotta get to the. Oh yeah. This expression just great.
How much of this video is us just gonna be freeze framing the expressions? Take a drink every time it happens.
I just finished my Pepsi.
I love why it's just great.
She's like, you're like Marty McFly. Hey, Doc. Perfect.
I know, but again, but notice though, she doesn't rip out or anything. She's just like, of course.
Yes, why me? Why me? Why is it always me and not RWBY? Why is it not? Why can't it be Blake for once?
Yep, and then the fist bump.
Big fist. Can I mention? I miss watching Green Lantern on TV just because powers are super cool.
You know, there are times where I keep forgetting that it's 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made it really smooth in that way in this one.
It was a bit more obvious in the world of Remnant in part 1, but it feels like here it's easier because of it's a more of a DC comic book style. I think it makes it flatter in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks through everything I'm doing. It's showing through here. Doesn't it all look? Again, it doesn't show off it being 3D as much.
Yeah, there's this kind of smoothness that I feel like we can take lessons from and going forward.
There's definitely a lot of shadow work stuff, though, that I'm still seeing, like over the shading and take underneath some of the clouds and stuff.
Yep. Oh, this bit here.
See, the lighting definitely, like between those crates, the lighting definitely shifts and stuff. And it looks.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, with that whole bit,
that whole flip. This is like this is the edge of the room. Every time I look at this, I say to myself, if they didn't cut the budgets in Volume 5, this is what we could have had. Why?
Yep. But I love that. And then Victor, him trying to hack into
that
was a good
Robin.
development.
I wanted to be like Robin several times. Cyborg!
Oh, does he like the mechanical tail? Who does that remind you of?
Welcome back.
This part.
She's like, okay, here we go. Careful now. Oop. Ready. The beautiful swan dive.
Yep. I love them. What did she do? Boom!
Okay, dude, too long.
Uses it to swing right into it, and it just falls into the water. Like, doesn't even need to kill it. She just needs the tail.
I naturally got that nibble, you know.
I just love that whole bit. How, again, no freaking out, no flip, anything like that. She's just like, I know what to do. Again, she is like Batman.
It's a
yes.
It's like and definitely like, think about this, folks. In Volume 1, it's like the straight back, straight, slow your breathing, right foot forward, not that forward. Now she's just like, gotta do it now.
Exactly. She's not overthinking. She's letting it come natural.
Okay, it's like, you still have those sloppy touches, but you made it work for you. That almost sounded like a compliment. Please, kryptonite, the kryptonite.
Yeah. Yep. This was great as well. Oh, the other villain. All right, Weather Wizard.
Oh yeah.
Weather. What's he doing? Sunshine Master. It's Mirror Master.
You could learn to not to question the Flash as well. I did. Okay, I thought Mirror Master was
I don't even know much about the Flash.
Oh, he has some of the best villains.
Even though they're goofy. They're goofy as heck, but they're still dangerous. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Their names and their abilities are so simplistic, but you do not want to mess with the rope.
No, Mirror Master. I know I definitely don't want to take Mirror Master. I didn't even realize the mirrors were done by a ray gun.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is clearly the first Mirror Master because he doesn't have the Scottish accent.
Oi.
But I do like them helping out and everything, dealing with it. And then, him flying, he falls. I love Ruby's teleportation. It's the perfect handling. It feels like that's the next logical step of her speed, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Flash step, gap closer, gap closer, gap closer. Very fun.
It's like Crow said. It's basically bursting into rose petals.
Yep. Oh, and then White's into him being able to help this couple out. I love that as well.
Typical DC, protect the innocents while you're because what are you doing here? Get out.
Yep, and I love how each one comes in one at a time to help out before finally it leads to them Flash getting overzealous. Like I say, I love Ruby timing the teleportation just right so then they can fire the fireball, its energy right back at it.
Nice.
What? Yeah, oh, right. Wait, there it is. Boom!
Yeah!
And then, without the kryptonite, get him!
I know, Superman's like, I got this.
Now, wait, she decapitated, but doesn't Cyborg still need to disconnect it so it doesn't regenerate? Yeah, that was a little head-scratching.
Maybe it just melted. Maybe it already, I don't know. Maybe they did it off screen because it just quickly cuts to the back of the. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice,
trying to figure out which is which. I like how they first suggest Salem. He then says, "No." Kilgore said he. Well, that narrows it down.
Yeah.
But then,
hey, the guy from the video game.
Yeah, are you surprised? I am surprised they actually went there. My guess is. I have a feeling Carrie and the others probably told Megan, people are going to think it's Merlot first. Let's acknowledge it at least.
Our fans are dedicated, even if they haven't played that game.
Well, the game was always said to be canon. It was always said.
And there was always spare, chairs in Salem's quarters. So
yeah, so I bet you Merlot. I always felt like Merlot was trying to audition to be joining him up. But yeah, that was good. I love it, like almost like a god. And then this is the point. And the moment he starts talking with Kilgore, saying, "I did not think that they would be coming." You hear stuff like this, even though you saw the voice distortion. It's Watts. It is so clearly Watts, and I called it.
Must I remind you?
Yes, you did call it.
And you said Chris Sabat is having a ball in this.
You could tell he was.
He's just like,
yes. And you know what? I think the best stroke about doing this is that you kind of get to have your cake and eat it too, because you get to avoid using a mimetic filler villain that's never going to get mentioned again after this. And you also kind of get to tie up with some stuff with Watts that didn't get resolved or whatever.
Yeah, because it's been pointed out many times. He was the only one that RWBY never actually directly faced. And I gotta say, I have to understand why some people are like, wait, how do they know so much about Watch? Now, I can say I would probably told a bunch of it, but not everything. And it's one of those cases where they know more than they should, which does throw some canonicity questions into question.
All I can think of is Ironwood talked about it maybe in passing, and they did their own research on it.
Perhaps, but
especially after Weiss found out the connections with her dad.
Oh yeah, but then now I do feel though them giving him almost sole credit for bringing down Atlas. That's a bit much.
Yeah, wasn't it a mixture of several other things? Like TV Tropes even points that out.
Yeah, well, no, to be fair though, he is the one who is essential for it, so I think that's why they're looking at it like that.
Yeah.
He was the biggest one essential that was able to lead. So yes, Cinder and the others caused it. But a lot of the factors falls onto him. He's responsible for what happened to Penny. He's responsible for so much of the other stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but yeah, having it be Watts was perfect with a stroke of genius. And having it be that he cheated death by uploading his consciousness, which you could also say, here's the big question. And I've asked Ingrid this, but I'll ask you this, Eric. When do you think he made the backup of his consciousness? Because you know when I think it was?
When?
After he chewed out Cinder. One, his mind's not going to be in a stable state after he had that blow up. But two, he already knows I just told Cinder off. She's going to want my head.
She burned it. She's going to burn it.
So I think that's when he made the backup. So when it happened, basically, yeah, he's uploading his consciousness. Doesn't mean that he was uploading it in the clearest of minds. That could explain other...
That could explain his egotism throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, because it's basically...
And now Watts doesn't have to worry about answering to Salem or kissing up to her anymore. He's free to be his own bad self on his own terms. On a place where no one knows where the hell he is.
Right.
And I gotta say this. I can understand, what's his name? The big guy.
Hazel.
Hazel being driven by revenge. That is a single-minded,
Huntsmen, you thought you could hide from me?
But petty jealousy does not feel enough to explain why Watts would want to help everything take over the world.
No, I mean, what's the biggest downfall of any genius?
Their ego.
Like when they become the villain, they feel their genius isn't appreciated, and their ego grows.
Yeah,
we see this with everybody. We see this with Mad Scientists. We see this with the Riddler. We've seen this with this with Dr. Frankenstein. We've seen this a lot of things.
No, but I think seeing him wanting to recreate the world gives more credence to why he would join up with Salem.
Yeah, because that's exactly what Salem wanted to do: destroy the world and remake it with darkness.
Exactly.
Just back at Osmond.
Exactly. But so can I think if he wanted to just get payback on his own, I don't think he would have done it without Salem. He needed to be more ambitious to work with Salem, I think.
Yes. Yes, and if he can get revenge on Ironwood in the process,
that's just gravy. That's just gravy.
That's a bonus. That is a bonus.
Or frosting. No, that's frosting.
That's frosting on the cake.
Exactly.
We keep mentioning cake. I want to go down and eat that chocolate frosted fudge cake I have downstairs in the fridge.
Yeah, but again, the fact that I like that he cheated death because I was one of those who was not happy with his death. I'm like, that's it.
And it's like
that happens in
it's kind of a brilliant twist as far as preserving the status quo if you haven't seen the movie, because it's just like,
he's still dead.
He's still dead, but at the same time, they managed to make it more than just we're having some adventures over in a dimension where the plot doesn't exist for a little while. The fact that it feels so integrated with the rest of the world of RWBY feels like it was better than something like this typically has the right to be.
Yes.
But also, you can't just keep throwing yourself away like this.
Why do you keep doubting me? I'm not doubting you. And that was great.
Clutches her arm, her robotic.
Yes.
Arm.
Yep. Oh, also,
I'm not going anywhere again. Promise.
Yeah. Now, what did you think about how RWBY and Weiss are the ones who want to keep getting back into it, but it's Blake and Yang who are the ones trying to talk them down?
Which is odd because Yang's usually more gun-ho about these things.
Yeah, but
I think Blake keeps rubbing off. Their partners keep rubbing off on each other.
This scene.
Yes. Flashes. By
yes.
Yeah, this scene. Who who better to help get Flash out of it? And Flash is trying to downplay, like, you're just a kid. Been through a lot of life for a kid. And that's when he realized. That's when he realizes.
Tell that to Ty. I know, but tell that to Ty. Adult or not, you still got a lot before you deal with the real world. Does every father figure just have the same three condescending phrases? Yeah, but we only say it because they made. I love Birdie.
I love it. This is the moment where he realizes, wait, your arm's robotic. And I also like, the how isn't what's mad. It's what's important. It's what happened afterward that's important. And this is where, again, she was suffering from PTSD. Let's be honest.
Shell shock, but yes.
Oh, yeah. But that's clearly what Flash is going through, too.
Personally, I'm glad they kept her arm shaking until she finally vanquished Adam.
Yeah. Oh, this sequence! I love this.
Yes.
I found this trending on Twitter. The Punt of Damage, you can find her on YouTube, said she was influenced by Soul Eater while making this. This is some of the first things she animated while she was at Rooster Teeth.
Yep, I love Ruby's expressions here, too. Especially, like, mind if I join you? But look at it, it's like,
Yes.
She's like, really?
Hey, I'm capable of more than just goofy faces, you know.
Yep, but yeah.
Clark's the man. See, now, Clark is my man. What do you do? Never shoot bullets at him.
Yep. Uh-oh. Now, obviously, I'm assuming, because here's the thing, we gotta remember this. They don't have aura here. So my guess is, since this is a training thing, that's a low-grade explosion. Just enough to send you back, but not enough to hurt you.
Yeah, it's not gonna give you a...
It's more of a concussion explosion than it is.
Yeah, concussion right in the face.
Concussive explosion. Yeah. I love it. She's like, actually, some people find it's kind of like, you know, did you know my mom? I lost my mom when I was a kid. Some people found out it's a little bit some people found that funny how she just goes from like, you know, this, and it's just like,
this has happened in RWBY before. Like I remember.
That face! I love that face.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Can I say, before you get to that face, can I say what I was going to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I get what you're saying. It's like in the Dark Knight whenever, Alfred, I need some advice. And he goes through this whole story. RWBY has done that before, though, because I remember at the dance, Jean's like, how could you not find a date? You're pure Nikos. And then she goes on her whole backstory to Jean. And it's like, I just asked why nobody wanted it. I didn't ask for your life story. That's why I met you. Oh, you were going somewhere with this. Crap. Great, now I gotta wear the dress.
Right, but I just love that face. Just look at her there.
Yeah, she's just like, hey, listen, exactly. I was thinking about stuff after what Yang said, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, and I like how...
Clark talking about Jor-El and his mother.
Laura, yeah, but I also love all this, though. He's able to help resolve her issue easy, simple, by saying, just simply, not trying to join them too soon. That's all you need to say to her. RWBY understood most of it. You just need to have a specific phrase to give it in context.
Yes.
It's like what Alfred said to the Michael Keaton bat. Yeah, man, I try not to dwell too much about the future or fallen friends.
Exactly. That's the thing with RWBY. She's not that far off base. She just needed the right nudging to get her aligned right. Basically, she was off balance is how I look at it. She wasn't like, it was more like wobbling.
Take this. Ty and Crow may have done a good job training them, but even they meant both RWBY and Yang were, they had something off balance about them.
Yep. Oh, and then this whole bit here, especially been the guy, seeing guys that was like, I wasn't running away. When I was a teenager, this was the bit where I feel like he and Troy was more channeling Nate Wolf's performance and just making him sound older.
And thank you for telling the people who complained about you in Volume 1, you say you could get the hell out.
Oh, what is he about his scar? He has his own scar!
Jeez. I didn't really see that before.
Opposite, and look, it's the opposite eye.
Where'd you get the beauty scar, tough guy, fighting Two-Face?
I didn't realize that now.
He does. I know, I didn't notice that. I'm like, I want to be like Scarface.
Me either.
Where'd you get the beauty scar, tough guy, fighting Two-Face? They're not going to get that by fighting Harvey.
Right, but now, I gotta say, the way they resolve him being poisoned, it's like, so what? Did it take longer or something? Because they say it would have been faster they had dust. They really don't clarify what that meant.
Basically saying you need more. Probably because that scorpion tail runs on dust. Probably.
No, I think maybe it was a case where the case where the cure was only barely successful, barely.
Oh yeah.
And then the dust would have served as a catalyst to make it actually
better,
make him more than just able to get out of bed.
Okay, now here's the other thing. Do you think Kilgore really was betraying Watts, or do you think he was, or do you think it was a case where in the moment he was going to betray him and then he thought better of it later?
Hard to tell with him because he's like, he has the insanity of a Starscream thinking the game, but not the this. But as Flash says, despite what everyone thinks, he's not completely dumb. Dumb. So I think no, dude, when the time is right. Now's not the time.
Yeah, but do you think he was trying? But because given how Watts is calling out for him, that's why I'm like, he's not setting. Either he's trying to betray Watts, or he's setting him up for a trap and it's taking longer than Watts was expecting.
Right.
And then of course, the foot. They realizing, he's in a mech.
Right. What do you do when your whole body's destroyed? Make it takes a cyborg.
Well, in this case, it's his consciousness, so he's able to generate a new body. But yep, they're saying they have a plan, and I like it. This leads to a very different action sequence from the first one.
There's the scene I was talking about. You can't just be reckless like this, Ruby. That's best sisters. Best sisters.
Best sisters.
Yep, but yeah, so. This whole bit, the big reveal of him back.
He's got Doc Ock arms.
I love it. Everybody how many he'll kill with that much power? Oh, did you miss me? It's like he doesn't even care what they're saying. He's going to keep making it about himself. He's like, oh, did you miss me?
He's gone full of
it. It's like you get the feeling that he's rehearsed this monologue in his head like a lot of times already, and damn what they're actually saying, he is going to say the whole damn thing.
You've gone full Luthor, man. Never go full Luthor.
And again, like I said, TV Tropes was criticizing how he never would get into the fray, things like that. It's like, one, he cheated death. I'm pretty sure that guarantee gives you a god complex right then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, what does it matter if anyone can land a punch on you if you can invalidate that particular damage that punch did? And cheating death is kind of the ultimate form of doing that, because it's just like, hey, what's the point of even fighting me if killing me doesn't do anything meaningful?
Yeah,
I am invincible.
And like I said, but look what they've done so far. I'm pretty sure at first he might have been typical Watts, but it's gone like, yes, this is proving everything. Yes, it's made him more megalomaniacal doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, you cheat. The moment you cheat death, you're like,
people get a lot bigger heads over a lot less. I'm just saying.
Yep. But the reveal. See, this is the shot I was talking about to you, Eric. Why have a wide shot here if you're just revealing 3?
Good camera angle, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I did love earlier, Grimm Gorilla Grodd. I love Flash calling him that because that's pretty much what Kilgore is in the what's those Grimms called? The gorilla.
Let me look it up real quick. Hold on. RWBY Wiki.
Hold on, it's the gorilla. What are they called?
Just type in Gorilla Grimm RWBY.
The Baringals.
Right. The Barangels. That's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, the Barangels.
But as soon as but whenever a Barangel says that for a while in 2017,
they bring up the
killed Harambe again.
But the fact the rogues there, they don't do much except set them up for the trap to distract them.
Smart use of the mirrors, though.
Yep. Oh, I love.
And Yang Whammo.
No, not Yang RWBY.
RWBY, sorry. I'm so used to Yang.
Always love getting a good villain punched in the face.
Yep. And now this basically confirms what the first part showed. a holo trap can have its own physics, its own world physics, because apparently once they're here, it's basically like they're on Remnant. I think that explains why later on White is able to give dust to Vixen to help Cyborg. Technically, this is their own outfits they had when they came here, dust and everything. It just changed with the world. But now that they're in this holo trap where the physics matches Remnant, they've regained their outfit, meaning she now has access to the dust she didn't have.
I guess it pretty much goes to show what everybody has been saying since at least the 70s and 80s, that you can basically do anything inside a computer. This is just the logical conclusion of that in a superhero world.
Yeah, but in this case, they're not in the digital world. The digital world's around them.
Take balls. Same difference.
But I love that though. And then you done licking Salem's boot. Now, this climax, I'll be honest, I prefer the climax to part 1 because of how big action it was, but it was a climax that fit the RWBY world. This is a pure superhero climax.
No, I get this one. This is more story-driven. This one's definitely more story-driven, and I like that.
But if you notice also, it's more about fighting Kilgore and once they get to the possession. The Grimm are just there so they can be able to shut things down. The Grimm barely factor into this climax.
It's like a video game. It's like Watts is playing the video game boss that keeps summoning his minions right there before you get to him.
Yeah, only this first part deals with the Grimm, but once they realize they're in the hollow world, then it becomes more about them. But I was like you never could do this before. How do you know, Yang? Like, things change. And
he's got 2 of his 36 chamber pistols. There's a 16, 17.
I love him petting that Grimm.
How very Blofeld. So we meet again, Mr.
I look at it more like he's mimicking Salem.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Salem would pet the Grimm.
So wait, since it's Halloween, I got to do it. It's Gozer. I thought Gozer was a man. It's whatever he wants to be. Wherever he is, he's going to have to get by us. Go get him, right?
Having her, remember this, she only used resemblance once in the part 1. Here she does it at least 2, maybe 3 times in this climax, and I like that.
My stupid slaying goddess to go TV geek.
We don't see her use her semblance that much anymore.
It's like there's a reason for that.
Well, yeah, we know why. Oh yeah, you come to my world and expect to win? You just made it too easy.
I know. Oh, too easy.
Oh
God. The vital.
No. This is the Atlas Arena.
No, it's not the Coliseum.
The Coliseum, right. Oh, but yeah, basically then, taking over Wonder Woman. No, he keeps taking over ladies during this climax, except for Flash ones.
Is there something you're not telling us?
But then this bit. First, great, and there's the second time. She parried it!
Oh.
What?
Oh, haha, guard turn, parry, Johnson.
But then we get my favorite moment. I'm not Mom, and I'm not Raven.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the one of the few times RWBY's ever even said the name Raven. Wait, no. This is the first time she's ever said Raven.
I don't think so. She did interact with her in Volume 5. Remember that.
Oh, right. But did she ever say her name?
Maybe I'll have to rewatch it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she did. I think this is the first time saying Raven.
Uncle? No, I mean, they talk about Raven. She's definitely made mention of Raven.
Right. But also the fact that we get this emotional moment, then reset, and then,
Oh, guess who?
I gotta say, that is brilliant as well. You go from them having that nice touching moment, and then,
I wish I was a fly.
It's the payoff! It's the payoff to the conversation they had earlier!
I wish I was a fly in the studio of Rooster Teeth voice recording to see Barbara Duncan just ham it up here.
Well, but the funny though, she didn't ham it up that much.
Well, I mean, just go full antagonist. He's like,
especially that one bit when, the fight going on, Cyborg is still trying to gain the information about the Grimm. I love it. Kilgore, get out! This bit then, Oh, Flash, all you've been thinking about me. As if your mind's so easy to break. Hearing Barbara say all that, so subtly, too.
You son of a...
Yeah, but like Ingrid said, this is the payoff.
Ah! Poor Cyborg.
Yep. But he's able to fight it. And I thought, that's not a bad idea. And then, Jessica gets possessed.
Yeah. Now, get the ring. Nope, never mind. Atlas.
Yep, it's not home. I know. Aww. Yeah, there's a bit where like, here! Gives them, because that's why I feel like it has to be real dust for it to work.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, but then this part here, it's a brief.
Yes.
There's one thing I would say is, I do like Watson involved, but he doesn't get that much in on the action.
He was the least action-based out of everybody else, even though he is a huntsman, and he still knows how to use his weapons, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Why work with Kilgore? An actual idiot.
Yeah.
I gotta get to Weiss's expression. That one. I love that. But yeah, then this rant, it's like you realize they just pulled a Batman gambit. They just tricked him into admitting everything so Kilgore can hear it.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that is brilliant.
Yeah, so he could kill you all, but he couldn't.
I'm sorry, what?
But I like how but now, what did you think about Flash getting the last blow? It both worked, but I do think maybe Weiss or someone should have gotten the last blow in.
It's like, with all due respect, this is the only way Flash is going to be able to get over with Kilgore.
Right, but then what do you think about them they're trapped now and keeping them in the DC world? Again, we won't ever have to see him again.
And bye-bye.
Yep, this was great. And,
hey, Shazam!
Yep, there he is.
Captain Marvel. Hey, you Billy.
There he is.
Wait, get back.
Hugs.
The big smooch.
Yay!
Everyone loved that smooch. I love this whole image.
This whole image is great.
Smile. Unfortunately, it came a little too late because of the Once Upon a Studio from Disney. That's a big photo I want on my wall with all the Disney characters on it.
Yep.
But this is Warner Brothers, and it's also their 100th anniversary. So, take what you can get, Doc.
Yep. I'll get back there. That was great. Blake again, though, just like she just gets in the lap with the others. But
it's good to see. I'm glad Blake is laughing more. She was so depressed throughout the
now see here,
like 3/4 of the series.
Doesn't this feel almost like Weiss is almost ready to wear? If she wore a different color, she would be his Robin right next to him.
Yeah.
That's almost feels like. It feels like Weiss. This is why I say this feels almost like a father-daughter moment right here, doesn't it?
I could be a bad girl. Heck yes.
Oh. We gotta stop saying goodbyes.
Go bye-bye.
Yep. And Luther is doing his own stuff, so there's their farewell. And I gotta say, I've seen some people complain about why did it end on the Justice League? Because it started with the Justice League. This is in the Justice League world.
Yeah, it's a
First one ended on RWBY. This one should end on the League. Because this was the this was the superhero of superhero and huntsman.
Yeah.
It was in the title.
Yeah.
Superhero
right there in the title, yeah.
Huntsman. First one was the huntsman. This one was the superhero. So we end with the superheroes.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Did they actually go with one of them being slightly taller?
Huh? What the?
I can barely tell.
I know you said she was at Amazon, but dang.
Hold on.
Hey, you guys disappeared.
Does it look? Try looking in. I can't. I think she's barely, like, slightly taller.
Yeah.
Margin of error, maybe due to the hair.
Maybe.
It's like Bugs Bunny's only 3'3" if you 3'3" if you don't include his ears.
So yeah, though that was the movie. And what did you all think? What did you two think?
Bang. Okay, we know what you for fourth. Okay,
let's start with Eric.
It.
Yep.
Now,
Eric?
Ingrid, you go first since you already jumped the gun.
Okay, go ahead, Ingrid.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that the action on part one was the stronger, but the story writing on this one was definitely the stronger. This one would probably be a 9 out of 10, whereas the part one would be more like an 8 out of 10.
But what about overall?
But they're both good for different reasons and both need to be seen together.
Yes.
Exactly. And
I was about to say that. The two complement each other very well.
Yes.
Well, I think you can watch one, do the intermission, watch the other, and you get kind of a full story going on here.
Exactly, and I think that's why, the stuff I was saying about with Jessica and Wonder Woman, it's more egregious when you see it separately. If you see it in one big movie, it makes more sense.
That always happens with sequels or multi-part episode that you're you can't if you're so far removed from the first part, you're not going to get the second part. It'll feel too disconnect that unless you watch them both together. Like the two-part trilogies are a lot like that.
Exactly.
Get to the second and third movies, like Back to the Future, for example.
Exactly. Now, Eric, what's your overall thoughts?
Nice. I mean, I thought the action was nice. Nice. I feel like the RWBY characters definitely got to shine, especially with their emotions. Emotions. Like you said, Chris Sabat was just having a ball.
Yep.
That ball, which was fine. He's like, "This is great. I never get to ham it up like this without Vegeta
or Piccolo."
Or Piccolo. They go, "Why did you dodge?" No, wait, that's abridged. Sorry.
Yeah, but
and I hold on. What was I saying? The anime. I thought the animation was slightly better. Better. The first one was good, but technology and animation is always going to improve, of course. And but I like Ingrid said, I loved how the dynamics worked with Team RWBY and the respective Justice League members. The parallels were a lot more clear, I think.
Yep. But
so, despite a few hiccups, yeah, I give it a thumbs up.
Now, here's a big question for both of you. How did this compare to DC RWBY?
Oh, the comic, right.
Yep. How does this which one would you think was the better handling of RWBY and the Grimm coming to the DC world? In my opinion, I think the comic slightly does a bit better in some regards, but the movie has a better climax. Although at the same time, the one downside with the comic was that constant spinning their wheels and having to reiterate and re-explain stuff. That was more of a detriment compared to here. But I think what makes DC RWBY slightly wins out was the use of the fairy tales.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of
I think how DC RWBY was stronger and might have been stronger in concept, but this Part 2 movie was better on terms of the actual execution of the idea.
Yes, it was better.
Exactly.
Yes, it was fully compact. You didn't have to do all the decompression and stuff.
Exactly. And like I said, the fact that the DC RWBY was more of a falling action with no main villain, it's better to have a main villain.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it works better.
Yes, because we were working up to it and everything. But I'll say, okay, let me ask you, which one do you think was the best character dynamics across both movies? And that will include, even if they're exclusive to Part 1, what would you say was your favorite? For me, it was definitely RWBY Superman. I think that was even better than Jessica and Jean. I
beg to differ. Jean and Jessica together. I want them to be happy. No. I gotta stop talking like a girl saying that. No, but I don't know. I just like their relationship in that first movie. Although, again, I loved but yeah, Yang's my favorite. I loved her and Flash, and like you, I'm becoming more and more a Weiss fan every volume. Her relationship with you think Weiss is best girl too, don't you?
I'm biased given her last name.
A damn close second.
Because Yang's best girl for me. It always happened.
Eric, you do know Ingrid's last name, right?
Don't tell me it's the same as Weiss.
No, it is Weiss. It is Weiss.
Oh, gosh. Wait, does that mean you're French or German or whatever?
German.
Okay, I was just asking.
Yep. Now, I would say, if I had to go with my dynamics, it would go RWBY Superman, Jessica Jean, Weiss and Batman, and then the splits up with Flash and Yang.
No, I get it because the other ones have more focus.
Exactly. And, you know, and then Blake and Wonder Woman. That'll be tied with Flash and
oh yeah, I gotta watch Volume 1 again. The stuff with Wonder Woman with Yang and Blake. Blake was especially the jealousy. Whoa, she is very strong.
And
just making an observation.
Yeah, but okay, but it was
just making an observation.
How would you rank the dynamics in your opinion? I was asking Ingrid first. I asked Ingrid first.
Sorry, because you do it. I hate doing lists like this.
It's like I feel like I would probably go aside against my personal bias. I feel like Yang and the Flash probably had the strongest dynamic on account of how well they paid it off later.
True.
I think I'd have to go for RWBY and Superman next, just because they're just so good. They're so wholesome.
Yeah,
after that, we have
their brother and sister.
Yeah. Then next, obviously, we have Batman and Vice, and then it would be.
Well, where does Jessica and John fit?
Yeah.
Probably last, unfortunately.
Oh,
really?
I'm surprised. The two look like.
Yeah, they were so great together.
I wanted to hug Jessica throughout the whole thing.
Especially that whole him helping her out until she was able to finally fight through. Because he basically did for her what Pyrrha did for him.
Bingo.
Oh, right. God, memory went blank.
Does that move it up again?
It's just like, it's so hard to choose, though.
Basically, I think Yang and Flash and Jessica and Jean are both similar, except Jessica and Jean had more to work on it. But let's be honest, they both paid off and very well. And both were in cases of only this character could do it. Right. Only Jean could help Jessica, and only Yang could help Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but for me, Superman and RWBY were just so good because of how well they interacted. And you would think, even if as an adult, you think there'd be a difference. There was no difference. None.
And Soup's, once he goes out of Smallville, remains pretty much the same. It's the rest of, I always say this, if you're always ticked about, Superman's tube or whatever, all the character development you do as Superboy, when he develops to his full potential, gets all the powers and stuff. After that, it's Metropolis around him that gets the character and the world building, like how you see. They see with Jimmy and Lois and Lex and Lana and everybody, Supergirl and everybody else.
Yep. Now I would say this. I think it goes back to prove just how consistent Superman was between Part 1 and Part 2, whereas Batman was the one who was the most affected. Hence, why the dynamic between him and Weiss is slightly different.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be do pretty big to screw up Superman. That took somebody else worlds, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I think that's what makes this work. And at least there was no annoying shipping like the first miniseries.
You like Fart Boys.
I mean, as much as I like that, I prefer the brother-sister dynamic as opposed to her crushing, because obviously he's a grown man, obviously.
Well, come on. Come on! Everybody had a crush on their teacher at least once, or that celebrity babe you have on your poster. Those
true, but though she didn't know. She still either of these two-parters. She still has no idea he's a farm boy. So maybe that's why.
That probably.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not in Kansas anymore. You're not in Kansas anymore. She's like, what's Kansas? Oh, I love that. We'll go to Central City, wherever that is. I love some of the dialogue here, but again, I do like how, much like the first part, no, not as much so, there's very little trying to ask questions, except when the questions need to be asked, like, who's working with Kilgore, things like that. But they're not trying to explain too much about, like, how does this world work, or whatever. It's like, no, figure it out as you go.
I know, they're like, yeah, kind of hard to do when you got to get somebody home and there's Grimm attacking every which way. Now you're like, crap, I got no time to think about this, do I?
Exactly. But yeah, so overall, I personally would give both movies together a 9 out of 10. Even with, because again, any weaknesses of the first part gets fixed by the second part. So it kind of balances it out. Do you agree with that, Ingrid?
I can tell by the
Yes.
Well, you look like you're hitchhiking on both sides of the road.
Oh,
no, wait, do the monkey with me. Here.
I see trouble in the back.
Oh, yep, that's his favorite spot on the couch.
Yeah, but what about you, Eric? What about you?
No, I agree with you. The two, the second one covers up. They complement each other, like I said.
They do, and I think that's why
it covers up whatever problems that or holes that the previous one might have had.
I don't know about you two. I did actually, before we started, I did watch part 1 and part 2 right back to back, and like I said, you cut out the summary, the narration at the beginning of part 2. It perfectly leads right into it.
It makes for a good 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all we've got to say. Unless they're going to do another one about this, I don't think we're going to be talking about RWBY again on this for a long time. But
Greenlight Volume 10, please. I want to see how my story ends.
I want that too.
I want to see Volume 10 too.
I want to see Vacuo. I want to see Shade Academy. I want to see that animatic that they showed at RTX fully freaking
Actually, before we wrap up, I got to say that was the other thing I like. This is a good holdover until Volume 10. Let's be honest. This is a good holdover. We got to see a little bit of Vacuo. We get an understanding what's going on over there. And we're able to get some of the character growth. Now, is there anything that was from here that you hope gets continued on in Volume 10? Because I've heard some people say, "Oh, they put all these character moments that aren't good. They're just going to dismiss in Volume 10." I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not as well. Well, you set this up. You did good here. More of that now, please.
Yeah, like I could see, for example, RWBY. She's finally gotten a good balance, but I could still see her having moments where she's still going to doubt herself, for example.
Yeah. And her team have helped her out in Volume 9. Maybe Jean or somebody or Crow. She needs Jean and Crow support again. And Weiss needs Winter again, I think.
Oh, it is.
And Yang is that. And as we saw in that animatic, Yang's going to see Raven again.
Yeah. Now, here's one thing. Do you think we're going to see Ty show up there? Because I think if Raven's there, Ty's got to be there.
I miss Ty so much. I want best dad. Sorry.
And I want Zwei. And I want Zwei.
Why? Everybody wants why.
And also, I hope we're gonna have Glinda there. I hope we're gonna have any of the others there, because this feels like they are leading into. I think they've realized we gotta start wrapping things up. Maybe not in Volume 10, but we're reaching the end game clearly. Especially when they made that dialogue how Vacuo is the last standing. Everything else has been taken over.
Yeah.
Which has gotten me freaked out.
They got Mistral back thanks to the White Fang, but yeah, I get your point.
Well, Mistral's probably the one that's probably keeping on the down low, but who knows where they're going to be.
Fair enough.
So yeah, though, that's all we've got to say on this one. This was a great ride. This was a great romp, and oh boy, much like our last talking about the first part, we pretty much reached the length of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, we'll see you guys all on the next one.
See ya.
Take care.
Have a good night.